me personally, as many people know, I support the Bears. They had some horrible injuries. As you indicated, Jay Cutler was injured in, I believe, the second quarter. Yeah, more towards the beginning of the second quarter. He had a groin. Not a groin injury, but a groin. So he was out for the rest of the game.
He was 3 of 8 for 28 yards. So
Josh McCown came in, who was he's a traveler in the NFL. But the injuries that they had after that is pretty much what gave the game away. Not necessarily gave the game away, it hurt their chances immensely. Charles Tillman was out, starting corner, who's a Pro Bowler almost every year.
And that came after he had a huge pick.
Lance Briggs was out, starting linebacker, who was a Pro Bowler every year. And Jay Cutler obviously being out. That hurt them badly. And it was just a defense that couldn't play well, couldn't catch any breaks. As you saw on the Aldrick Robinson touchdown, Chris Conte, it was a microcosm of his day. He goes into Aldrick Robinson, falls down out of nowhere, and then Tillman misplays the ball. I tweeted a Raheem Moore-like play.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. So that was unfortunate as well. It was just a game of no breaks. It seems like for the Bears.
No breaks. You guys were very. I mean, if you're looking for a positive sign from Washington, is that they put up 500 yards, and by far, Robert Griffin looked closer to what he's been. It was by far.
He ran the ball for over 80 yards.
He ran the ball for over 80 yards. He didn't look electrifyingly quick, but he looked really smart, which is what he mainly is. Going downfield, like he was just like, you felt like he knew where everybody was at all times. He looked pretty accurate. They appear to have a really good tight end, Jordan Reed, who looks like Jimmy Graham.
Very good.
That's positive. What's not positive is that you got 2.5 quarters from Josh McCown. And they McCown.
Don't do the Cade McNown thing, please.
Then from Josh McCown, and they put up 41 points, and it took a touchdown with 50 seconds to play in the game to win it. So to me, I would still say for Washington fans, it's just not going to happen. There's too many. I mean, they're playing the Broncos next week. It seems inconceivable. Shanahan going back to Denver. It seems inconceivable to me that the Broncos aren't going to put up 40 points in that game, and they might put up 50.
All this discussion about the NFC East seems irrelevant. I mean, those teams are, at best, going to win that division and then lose in the first round of playoffs.
Yeah,
I think that's probably fair.
I mean, maybe the Cowboys get lucky and win one, but we know Tony Romo's track record. It's just not a good. It's not a good division.
I mean, I grew up a Washington fan. I mean, I hate the Cowboys. It's in my blood to hate the Cowboys, except I now hate the Redskins. Right? For very obvious reasons. Except for
every week is different with you, though.
I bet on the Bears. Like now, I hate them more. Like I finally bet against the Redskins, and they freaking covered.
If you watched our NFL picks, you would have seen that I actually picked the Washington team.
You did get that right.
And now I'm kind of rooting for the Cowboys because I want Tony Romo to prove people wrong. Like I don't necessarily think he will, but I will be. If Tony Romo wins a couple games in the playoffs and comes up big, and the Cowboys go 4-0 in December.
I know what you mean.
Like I'll like it. I'll be pleased for him.
I totally agree, and here's why. I hate the irrational hate towards players. And I think Tony Romo gets irrational hate from people like JR. And I think Peyton Manning gets irrational hate from people like Jank. So I want Tony Romo and Peyton Manning to win, just to shut them up.
I want a Cowboys
Broncos
Super Bowl
right now.
where they both throw for 500 yards and never make a mistake. Yeah.
You don't want 19 punts? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want Holiday to win it on a 100-yard punt return.
I still hate the Cowboys, and I don't want to see Romo have any success. The Redskins, I don't hate them that much because they have been irrelevant for the most part up until last season.
That's right. So, because how old are you?
I am 30.
Yeah, but that's the problem is that people who came of age, like they think the Redskins are irrelevant, and they were so relevant forever. They were so relevant, but now, it's like we gotta fess up. It's been 20 years now of incredible John Freeze mediocrity, and now, now they seem for the first time a little relevant just because of the quarterback and the controversy.
But now, with the quarterback not being able to be healthy, who knows what he's.
The problem with the Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, I call them that, is their owners. Everyone hates Jerry Jones and everyone hates Dan Snyder.
I like Jerry Jones is so much more likable than Dan Snyder.
No, neither of them are likable, Ben.
No, it's not. It's not close. I don't argue that Jerry Jones is likable. I'm just saying it's not close.
Brandon Merriweather needs to be out of the NFL forever. And granted, I'm not sure any of you guys are big hockey fans. One guy on Twitter said that he is the Rafi Torres you know who Rafi Torres is.
He's a goon. He's a hockey goon.
He's a goon, yeah. Merriweather doesn't know how to tackle. All he knows is how to launch his body at someone else's head. And plus, when Roger Goodell is saying, you know what, I'm going to try to focus on players not having CTE in the long run and not having concussions day in, day out, this guy is giving people concussions. We don't know if Brandon Marshall received a concussion. We don't know if Alshon Jeffrey suffered a slight concussion in that game. It's because Merriweather. He's a horrible safety.
Also, and look, like from a Redskins point of view, like, what do you, like, you want a guy who's going to get 2 15-yard penalties every game?
Right.
Like, it comes after an incomplete pass, which is a defensive win, and you turn it into a loss.
Because he targeted Brandon Marshall's head in the end zone.
And if it comes on a third down, it's like a turnover.
Yeah.
If the punt was coming. So, I mean, you know, he's already got a $42,000 fine earlier this year for the hit on Eddie Lacy. I didn't see any of the hits as I was flipping back and forth between games.
Can I give you a quick thing of what the Eddie Lacy hit was? Here.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw the Eddie Lacy hit,
Yeah.
but that was week 2. But the ones yesterday. But I saw people on Twitter reacting to it, and now Jason Lockenfora says that it looks like that he could be suspended for his head-hunting against Jeffrey and
How many
Marshall.
games is like an okay suspension though? 1? You suspended 1 game? That's not going to teach him a lesson. He has a track record of doing this.
Well, keep in mind,
I saw it in New England. I saw it in Chicago. I'm seeing it now with Washington.
No, I mean, if you get suspended for a game and you make $3 million a year, that's 1/16th of your salary. It's not nothing.
Well, I think something needs to be done. You know, one suspension isn't enough, but there's players, not just him, Dante Robinson, Dominic Hong-Soo, like plays that you know they have that malicious intent when they're making those hits.
I don't even think Ndamukong Hong-Soo has. He has somewhat of malicious intent, but
No,
He has
he
a
does.
track
He
record.
does.
Stop. Calm down. It's just the way that he plays and the way his demeanor on the field. When he's trying to tackle a guy, he won't necessarily try to arm tackle him or anything like that or wrap him up. He is going to try to take the quarterback by his jersey and throw him over his body and down on the ground.
Well, that's not.
It's somewhat a malicious intent, but I also think it's just this presentation of which that he puts out there.
I think he
Well,
wants to hurt
stomping on a
people.
guy's head. That's
Yeah,
what
I mean,
Stomping on a guy's head.
So-
Is that presentation or is that intent?
No, that was intent. I can't believe this is the problem with the panel. I don't want to stick up for Ndamukong Hong-Soo, but you're making me stick up for
Hey,
Ndamukong
you don't have
Hong-Soo. No, you kind of are.
But why? I mean, look, he's named by his peers as being a dirty player.
Yeah.
Everyone hates him because he intends to hurt people. So I don't know why you want to become his boyfriend and protect him.
Oh, wow.
You clearly don't watch
him in the
show.
category.
By the way,
don't watch the show.
we're mistaken about Brandon Merriweather. He says, I wasn't trying to be dirty. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. I didn't launch with my head. I used my shoulders like they told me to do. Everything I did was a pointer from them, league officials. You've just got to play. There ain't nothing I can do about it. I just go out there and play. Well, you know what?
Well, if you
Sorry.
said so.
Our bad. Yeah.